Hello folks, Richard Johnson and welcome to World of Tanks, and we are here at the 9.1 test server, and I don't believe these RU server players at all, but yeah, they might not, as I typed there, they might not kill me, but who knows. This is the new map that Wargaming has released on the patch notes. Its name is Kharkov or Kharkiv if you're Russian or something like that. And let's see here all the details that is said. Main features are new map, as it says on the website, Kharkiv. Marks of excellence added on tank barrels. So, oops, what's on on the barrel there will be marks from. This is a German tank. There will be German kinds of marks. They had rings around the barrels. That shows how good you are in this tank and so on. And Russians will have stars, and Americans, I don't know if they're rings or something like that. Maps, Arctic region, Tundra, Comorin, Wind Northwest are improved, all of those. And new medals for SPGs. New achievements in team battles, reworked matchmaking for light tanks finally, so tier 4 to 7 tanks won't always be fighting tier 10s. I believe it is the two upper tiers like 10 and 9s will be removed for those, so they will only fight tier 8s. Maybe not the tier 7s, they will probably fight tier 7s, tier 9s and 10s perhaps. I don't know what they mean and everything like that in details. Fixed and rebalancing of certain vehicles, and two new historical battles added: Bryansk Front and Siege of Tobruk. They have removed two previous historical battles, Battle of Kursk and Battle of Bulge, and I'll talk you in with all the details later on. But first of all, let's go through the map fast as we can before they kill me. Don't shoot me, please. This is the spawn for the enemies, for the south team, I mean enemies, and and as you can see, the map is actually quite big. It's probably one of the biggest maps so far. I don't know the stats for the map, but I actually would believe it is the biggest one. He doesn't care. Yeah, Russians. You have a lower part here, which will probably lots of TDs and medium tanks, very fast tanks will use it to get somewhere. And in the towns, the heavies will fight. But like you have a little suburb region part here, where TDs, I would presume, will be standing in the backgrounds, mediums or fast tanks will use. It's very much covered, very artillery friendly, I would presume. If you have a good projectile traverse or trajectory, you will probably hit those that are covering behind the hills and buildings. You have indestructible buildings and destructible buildings and so on down here, and you have a little Easter egg actually in this map. This building here at A3, if you destroy it, you will see a tank. Oops, I destroyed it now, I drove into it. It's a World War I tractor tank or something like that. I would presume it is, since how it looks and how it's created and so on. So yeah. I feel bad for not helping them, but I told everyone that I wouldn't kill. I would just drove around and checking out the map, because I've been struggling for a long time to be able to play, I just get onto the map. So they will probably kick me for that now. But yeah, you have lots of cover, lots of obstacles, concealments for the northern part here, for the ones that spawn at the north base. If they drive out here, and you can just cover the base or just cover the north flanks from those buildings. I have no idea if he's typing to me because I don't understand Russian. Looks like like I said, suburban city, more, how can I say, compartments or apartments. I mean apartments, large, high buildings. It feels like a Cold War map. Sneaky there. It feels like, as I said, a Cold War map with all these torn out buildings that doesn't look like they are from the 1930s, 1940s and so on. More or less like later on, since they are that complex. But yeah, it wasn't hard to build buildings in the old days. But you have nice details and scenery here, anti-tank guns, half-tracks, and morons trying to ruin everything. Flaming buildings, big houses, as I said. But I would presume that the main feature with this map is the center of the center part. You have these arcs that you can drive through and under. Very good for very heavy fighting, heavy brawlers. Pick those that do a big punch in doing like high alpha damage dealers and large thick armor. Those tanks will love it in here. Imagine just driving through one of those and all of a sudden you're facing the barrels, your side is facing the barrels of FV-215B 183, the British tier 10 tank, or the German tier 10 tank destroyer, the Jagdpanzer 100, something like that does deal a huge amount of HP. Seems like we're lost them. Like, as you can see, this part is the main feature of the whole map, I would assume. Very large buildings surrounding the center, and in the center you have lots of crates with with flak 88 guns. You have burned down buildings, covers, concealments over here. Let's see if we can hide from him over here. Hopefully he doesn't see me. There. You have lots of cover, and if it becomes an encounter map, which I would presume every map has nearly, I believe, you can only guess where the flag is going to be. It's going to be in the middle, of course. He's capping, so let's see if we can do something about that. It's nearly all the same everywhere. Large buildings, complex areas, much to think of. I mean, this map is quite huge. Lots of different roads and ways to go through and from and so on to like outflank one another. The roads are very low, so they are providing good coverage. He doesn't see me, it looks like. Yeah. Good morons. Yeah, I feel bad for saying it, but I don't care, because they shot at me, they accused me for not doing anything when I said that that I wouldn't do anything. Good job, liar. Was it liar? T57. Yeah, and that's the map. Yeah, fastly driven through. You have the main feature here in the middle, and you have open areas with lots of corners, concealments to think of. Feels like Erlenberg or Runeberg, yeah, with the thing they thought of, like it's like a twisted map of Runeberg. You have the open areas where the little town is, you have the center plaza, you have big buildings in between, base on opposite sides. Encounter, the map is probably either there in the middle or out here, but I would presume it would be in the middle, in that pit. yeah, while it loads, I can tell you different things here. They have removed two previous historical battles, the one Kursk and Battle of Bulk. Maybe I said that. And let's see. Patch notes. These are long, very long patch notes, but I can tell you that the VK2801 has been buffed, and so the MT25, those low tier light tanks. 820 has removed 2 upper battle levels, and the M4 Sherman has been nerfed. Its aiming time and reload time for the 105 derp gun is increased from 2.53 to 2.5 with the aiming, and 8 seconds to 9 seconds for the reload. Now I will fight. Let's give that freaking T-57, which one he now was, pounding. Vehicles changes upper limit ranges of battles for tiers 4 to 7 light tanks has reduced, as I said. After fire visibility factor for all tank destroyers except premiums has been changed. So as they have said would become or would be implemented later on, the fact that TDs didn't lose all their camo values when they fired behind a concealment like a bush or a fallen down tree or something like that. So they didn't lose all the values, but heavy tanks and mediums and light tanks did, and artillery. But now it has been changed. I have bounced the MT25. Now that has been changed, except for premium tanks, which feels like it has become a pay to win. So yeah. Damage with a UBR-354KA shell fired by the 76mm L10, L10U, L10S and KT-28 guns change from 105 to 110, something like that. I don't know. A bug with dealing 5 hit points more or less, something like that. Fix some issues with camera movements in the arcade mode. Here we have TD. Oops, this is gonna hurt. That was a bad shot. If he... Yep, he used repair kit, so once more... Fuck. Right, I have 2 of them. So they would probably be able to kill that. That FV and that M25. I can't tell you all about the updates and so on now due to I am now battling. I'm using all my skill and knowledge, maybe not all of them, 50%, to take out these 2 tanks. There it comes. Yeah, I knew that one was gonna hurt. Finally, I can tell you about the updates. They fixed the bug that caused equipment mounted on a vehicle to display in a random all imbalance. So yeah, finally, different ammo types or shells, or so when you have like camo net, you have binoculars, some things that equip or start to act or work after a certain time when it's standing still and so on. When you have those mounted on a tank, you will see those enabled in the battle down where you have now spectator mode and back to garage, where you have your different ammo types. And that means that sometimes all the ammo types and all those equipments modules were displayed in a random order. So 1 on your keyboard wasn't the standard AP shells, and 2 wasn't gold, and 3 wasn't HE. So sometimes 1 was binoculars, 2 were AP, 3 was APCR or gold or HESH, whatever you use, and 4 was high explosive. I'm going to give those tanks a hell. Let's see here. I don't have that many tier 10s. Let's use the E50M. A little bit more armor. Don't want to use gold. Yeah, you're not going to be able to view this match, since I don't want to spend too much time on just fighting. Since that's going to be my enjoyment now. So yeah, I will show you, or I will link to the new updates in the description below, where you can just press the link and you will get to the whole page where they tells you what have changed, and damn it, I missed it. Yeah, I will link in the description below where all the different modules, patch notes, and everything that they have changed, and yeah, everything that is displayed on this page that I am viewing now. Yeah, they have, as I said, main features above, how the public test works, how you download it, and everything with it, and changes between version 9.1, public test 1, and version 9.0. So yeah, everything is there. Lots and lots of different things, mods, sounds, visuals, effects, everything like that. As you might have heard, when I fired the gun, it didn't sound like Gnome Father's historical gunsight mod that I have on my live server, but it didn't sound like the standard sounds which some of you might be having in the game. So yeah, they have changed the sound of the guns when you're firing them, and the loading when the crew are loading a shell, when the empty shell container are falling down onto the floor and at least out of the breach. You can hear that when they're loading it. You can hear from inside the tank when you're turning the turret. That's what I read. When you're turning the turret, when the hydraulic traverse engine, I don't know if that's name. When the hydraulics are taking to action, you can hear that inside the tank. And when you're inside the tank, now I'm meaning sniper mode. When the tank's outside or beside your tank is firing, that sound is muted or at least muzzled a little bit, so it doesn't sound like you're staying outside the tank. It really sounds more like you are inside it. So yeah, lots of new changes that really makes the game an improvement. It feels more or less like Wargame is taking a huge step to making everything better. So yeah, as I said, link in the description below. Click it to see all the patch notes for yourself and how to download the test server to check it out, and leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to support my work, and take care of each other now. And I see you guys and girls in the next video of whatever I make. But as I said, till that time, take care of each other now, and bye bye then.